Welcome back. Shares of Chipotle rallying by more than 40% in the last 3 months. The strong performance comes despite recently raising its menu prices by 4% and facing tight supply chain issues. Joining us in a Closing Bell exclusive is Chipotle's CFO, Jack Hartung, who's also a member of the CNBC CFO Council. Jack, great to see you. Thanks so much for joining us. I mean, clearly with these price increases, you're feeling the pressures on the supply side. I just wonder how big an impact things like labor cost pressures are having relative to how much they would have had 5 or 10 years ago before this huge growth in digital you've seen.
Yeah, listen, labor has been a tough situation for us. In my whole career, this is probably the toughest that I've seen. We did take the 4% price increase a couple months ago, and it was also that we can raise the wages of our employees from an average of about $13 now to $15. It had a big impact. We saw that we weren't losing people to other jobs down the street to get $1 or $1.50 an hour raise. Our employees already appreciate the benefits that we offer. They appreciate the career path that they offer because we're growing so much that there's opportunity for them to move into management roles. But an extra $1, $1.50, $2 an hour mattered. So we took the action we did. We raised the wages and raised prices. It is going to have a slightly negative impact on our margins, but we about kept our dollar profitability about the same, and we thought it was the right thing to do.
Is that increase in prices that you've had to put in place purely driven by labor costs, or are other inflationary pressures too?
Really, that 4%, Wilfred, was 100% labor. It was a dollar for dollar trade-off. There are inflation pressures as well. Those are a little bit more difficult to dissect right now. It's really tough to tell how much of that is transitory, how much is going to be permanent. My thought on that is that anything that is driven by higher wages, so when our suppliers call us up and say they're having trouble or they're challenged just to meet the demand that we have, and it's because of labor, that's likely to result in higher labor costs, and that's likely to be a permanent impact on the prices. In terms of short supply, in terms of the ships waiting in port and having challenges getting supply from outside the U.S., that's likely to be more transitory. So there will be inflation, but I think over the coming months and quarters, we'll get a better idea of how much is going to stick and how much is going to hopefully wane away.
So now that you've won the loyalty, Jack, from employees by raising wages, do you feel that it's time to require vaccines for your workers? Brian Nichols said in an interview 2 weeks ago to the Washington Post that he's watching for the FDA approval of the vaccine. Well, we got that now.
Sarah, we were very excited about that. It was largely expected, as we all know, but it's still an important milestone. And what we're hoping is that anybody, whether it's our employees or our customers, anybody that was on the fence, hopefully they will get off the fence and go ahead and get the vaccine. We have been vocal supporters. We've been encouraging our employees to get the vaccine. We know that that's the best way to protect the health and well-being of our employees and our customers. In terms of turning that into a mandate, Sarah, we haven't made that decision yet. We're still in active talks. It's only been 24 hours. We're watching what others are doing, and it looks like already people are turning the encouragement into a mandate. We also want to gather feedback from our employees. We've got employees that are newly hired at the crew level in the restaurant all the way to our folks in the office. So we're going through that discussion right now, and stay tuned on that. In the very near future, we'll have a decision on that.
Jack, I saw that you're considering plant-based chorizo going forward. Talk us through that, and just more broadly, the level of demand and appetite for those plant-based meat alternatives. Has it sort of plateaued at all? Is it still very strong?
Yeah, the thing I think we're most excited about with our plant-based chorizo is we did it the Chipotle way, meaning it's all real ingredients. The recipe is pea protein. There's tomato paste, there's garlic, there's paprika, there's chili, chipotle peppers, of course, and there's chilies. So these are all ingredients that you would expect a chef to work with to create something delicious. And so there aren't any stabilizers or preservatives or colors or things like that. And I think that will really separate our version of a plant-based offering than maybe some of the others out there. And so we have heard a lot of excitement, both from our vegan customers and our meat-loving customers. And whether it's they're interested because of health reasons or interested because of environmental, there's an excitement about it. But that's why it's in test. It's in 2 markets right now, Indy and Denver. And we'll find out how much our customers love it, how often they want to come back to Chipotle. We'll also understand how our crews respond as well. But based on just the anecdotal, it's only been in our restaurants for a few days now. The anecdotal response we've gotten so far is a lot of excitement. So we're really pumped about this.